Nike, Tesla, Apple, Amazon. If you were asked who was the leader in each respective industry, these names would be the first to mind. Why? Because these brands are iconic. They've created strong emotional connections with their market. They've been at the forefront of innovation. They mean something to people. This is the power of the icon. And whether you realize it or not, creating an iconic brand in 2025 and beyond is essential. Regardless if you want to become a titan of industry or create small waves in your industry, the power of an iconic brand is unmatched. And in today's episode, we're going to discuss the 3 key concepts to building an iconic brand that stands the test of time. We'll discuss the difference between brand recognition and brand recall and why most brands fail because they focus on the wrong thing. We'll talk about the psychological factors that create emotional connections that get your brand's message shared over and over again. And then we'll talk about how to leverage innovation to build a brand that sticks in people's minds. Now, hey, and welcome back to the Business Real Talk. In our last episode, we talked all about creating a bingeable sales funnel and how this increases buy-in and builds raving fans. And today, we're building on this concept by talking about what it actually takes to create an iconic brand in 2025 and beyond. Now, as consumers are inundated with choices, they have shorter attention spans than ever. And what we realize is that brands can create lasting impressions, but we have to do that through emotional connections and innovative strategies. Because in order to not only stand out, but foster loyalty in an increasingly competitive landscape, we need to do something different. So let's get started. If I said coffee, what's the first brand that pops into your head? Likely it was Starbucks. Love them or hate them, they've undeniably dominated the coffee market and our brains. Why? Because they've created such an iconic brand that people instantly think of them when even the mention of coffee comes up. Yet in the 1980s, if I had said coffee, you'd likely have said Folgers and even continue to sing the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Am I right? And as a business owner, building that level of brand affinity is not only life-changing, it's world-changing because iconic brands aren't just master marketers. They understand that building an iconic brand that spreads without marketing is what will make or break the longevity and strength of a business. So let's talk about how to actually create an iconic brand that leaves people hanging on to your every word. Now, it's no surprise that businesses obsess over reach and creating brand recognition because the common belief is if more people know about your business, the more opportunity. But the truth is, in a world where our attention spans are shrinking, some studies are actually stating that we're down to about 8 seconds. Having a brand that people actually remember is crucial. If they can recall your brand, they're more likely to choose you over the competition, even if they don't see your ads, even if they don't see your content, because it's about creating a lasting impression. So while brand recognition is important, brand recall is what actually allows businesses to flourish and grow without pouring more time and money into marketing. So let's clarify. Brand recognition is when a consumer can identify your brand among others. Think of a logo or a tagline, for instance. When you see the iconic swoosh logo or hear the phrase "just do it," most people immediately think of Nike. This recognition helps the brand stand out in a crowded marketplace, making it easier for consumers to spot Nike products on store shelves or in advertisements. But brand recall, that's when someone can remember your brand without even seeing it, without even needing to have that memory triggered for them. It's more powerful. And honestly, it's what, as a business owner, is essential to your long-term success. So let's use an example. Think about Coca-Cola. People don't ask for a soda. They say, do you want a Coke? Why? Because the brand Coke, aka Coca-Cola, has become synonymous with soda. So when you say Coke, people think of the brand immediately, as if they don't even need to see the logo or the bottle. That kind of recall means that even when they're thirsty and looking for a beverage, Coca-Cola is likely the first brand that comes to mind. The mental presence drives the customer loyalty and repeat purchases, making it crucial for any element of an iconic brand. Or take Apple, for example. When you think of an innovative tech, chances are Apple comes to mind. Their branding isn't just about being recognized, it's about creating a strong recall and being remembered. People seek out their products, and that's what we want to be able to achieve. So now that you understand how important brand recall is for creating a powerful connection in your audience's brain and how it sets the tone for creating massive buying power, let's talk about what drives that recall, our emotions. Now, understanding the psychological factors that create emotional connections with your brand is what gets consumers to go from knowing your brand exists to consistently buying from your brand and sharing it with everyone that they know. After all, an iconic brand that resonates on an emotional level is more likely to be remembered. So let's look at it. How can we tap into these emotions to build stronger relationships with our audiences? Have you ever watched a commercial that brought a tear to your eye or made you smile? Maybe it was the Budweiser puppy love commercial during the Super Bowl that showed the cutest little puppy becoming friends with a Clydesdale horse. Or maybe it was P&G's moving Thank You Mom commercial that was shown during the Olympics that shared the sacrifices and support that mothers provide to their children, particularly to athletes. These commercials evoke powerful emotions, reminding us that brands can connect with us on a deeper level. When your brand resonates emotionally, it becomes more than just a logo or a product, it becomes a part of people's lives. Take Dove's Real Beauty sketches, for instance. By challenging traditional standards and celebrating diversity, Dove connects with consumers in a meaningful way. This emotional resonance not only enhances brand recall, but also builds a community that shares their values. People don't just remember Dove, they feel something for it, which drives loyalty and advocacy. So, how can we harness these emotional triggers in our branding, creating not just that iconic brand, but a relationship with your audience that fuels them to want to buy over and over again and creates brand loyalists who share your message with everyone that they know? Now, two simple things that you can use. Number one, speak to the common enemy. Every market has one. It's the commonality that you both share in your frustration with someone or something that causes a widespread problem. So in the weight loss industry, this might be McDonald's and their supersized mentality. In the marketing industry, it may be the bro marketing that has left a nasty taste in the mouth of millions. Identifying and speaking about this common enemy creates an emotional relationship around something you and your audience struggle with. The second option is to find the gap. The people in your market are struggling. They're desperate for a better way, and yet they can't figure out why all the effort and energy they've put into solving their problem still hasn't amounted to anything. When your brand is able to not only connect with that feeling and make them feel like you understand it, but also shed a light on why they are struggling to move past that, it not only creates an instant connection because you get it, but it also provides relief. This not only builds a psychological connection between you and the resolution, AKA they feel happy and associate you with that feeling of relief and happiness, but it also positions you as an authority, as an industry leader, because you swooped in like a knight in shining armor and saved their day. The psychological significance of creating that relationship between emotions and solutions creates stronger relationships with your audience, and it establishes trust, loyalty, and drives sales. So now that you understand how to use emotional triggers to help your audience not only buy from you, but become brand loyalists who share your message with everyone around them, the question remains how? How do we create an iconic brand that resonates instantly with our audience, not just driving sales, but establishing a reputation as a truly renowned brand that is actually iconic? The answer? Innovation. The way I see it, in 2025 and beyond, brands have two options. Number one, hustle harder and take longer to gain that notoriety and attention that they want and deserve, fighting against every changing algorithm and exhausting and fleeting attention to win the battle of the brands for the most viral brand. Or build an iconic brand that isn't just reliant on marketing, ads, or attention, that spreads further, faster by removing the need to compete or stand out at all. And instead, harness the ability to innovate in the market so your audience comes running to you, because where innovation is scarce, competition is fierce, and you're not in the business of competing for attention. It's no surprise that in 2025 and beyond, brands that embrace innovation will have a distinct advantage. It's not just about being trendy, it's about finding new and creative ways to engage with your audience. Think about how brands like Tesla have redefined the automotive industry. They didn't just introduce electric cars, they created a movement focused on sustainability and cutting edge technology, which resonates deeply with consumers who value those ideals. Or Spotify. They've transformed how we consume music with its personalized playlists and algorithms. Their wrapped campaigns at the end of the year creates this emotional connection by celebrating users and their unique music journeys, making listeners feel recognized and valued. So, how can you create a brand that's iconic and leverages the power of innovation all within your own business? Here are the three things you need to understand. Number one is embrace the gap. We already talked about this, but shouting for attention is a losing game. Instead, innovation requires a different set of tools, and it starts by embracing the gap. These are those hidden and untapped areas in your market, those pieces missing from other solutions that people need and crave. So when you find a common and often widespread problem that people are silently suffering from in your industry, one that appears unsolvable, then you have the opportunity to solve it. Consider how Starbucks utilizes its app to tailor offers based on customer preferences, creating this seamless and engaged experience that keeps customers coming back. Step two is creating a completely different playing field. I call this the different playing field strategy. Now, we live in a time where people are just trying to one up the competition. So it looks like if they launch a new offer, then you do too, but yours is bigger with more bells and whistles. And if they try a new funnel, then you just have to go out and try and find a better one. Brands have become addicted to this one up factor, but innovation isn't about trying to one up the competition. It's about playing on a completely different playing field. You're not using shallow tactics to just focus on one upping your competitors. You're focusing on the bigger global change that puts you on a completely different playing field. This allows you to stay agile and responsive, focusing on the needs in your market as they happen. Just like Netflix, how they transformed from DVD rentals into a streaming service, they understood how to maintain relevance and connection with their audience by understanding and embracing those opportunities for how they can play on a completely different playing field. And the last piece is method over marketing. Your innovation can't be touched or experienced like an iPhone. Instead, it's your innovative method that allows people to experience and understand your approach and innovation. This is why developing your innovative method is the key to creating a brand that is iconic for now and decades to come. This is why our innovative gap methodology is the first step we take with every single client, because a brand built on innovation and deep market understanding will always win. So regardless if you've been in business for 2 years or 20 years, your innovative method is what allows you to create an uncontested marketplace where people see you as the only and incomparable solution. Now, through our innovative gap methodology process, within just 30 days, we're able to help you identify and articulate your innovative method through our three-step process. Step one, the big result. To be an iconic brand, you have to think bigger than what's right in front of you. So instead of looking at how your ad management services can help people get leads, you have to uncover the bigger high-value outcomes that you and only you provide. Because sure, ads may be a part of the process, but ultimately it's about creating a system that allows people to travel the world and live their bucket list. Step two, uncover the gap. Every market has them, the innovation opportunities that are buried just under the surface, the unsolved problems your market is struggling with. You don't just wake up one day and see innovation. It comes from witnessing the gaps that open the doors to innovative thinking. For Amazon, Jeff Bezos saw the gap in the market to use the internet to easily stock and ship books. Now, physical bookstores had to manage their shelf space, which meant they could only carry a finite number of titles. Bezos realized that an online platform could offer virtually unlimited inventory, allowing customers to find rare or niche books that might not be available in stores. What he did was understand where the gap was so that he could then create the solution to that, which leads us to step three, filling the gap with your innovative method. This is where you take the data, the information that you found, and find how you can actually develop a method that solves for that gap. This is exactly what we do with our clients. We take them through each and every single step so that they actually have an innovative method that they can actually go share with the world within just 30 days. No more guessing at it, no more trying to figure it out over decades. Within 30 days, you have a complete innovative gap method and an articulation and the messaging to articulate this over and over again. This is the key to the EasyS method. It's why I'm so obsessed with what we do, because everything that we've built in this process is built around innovation. That's why in the EasyS method, the first step is always the innovative gap methodology. This is where we create an uncontested marketplace where you become the only solution and create inbound demand. So you have clients chasing after you, knowing that you are the only solution for them. This allows you to charge 5 to 10 times more, market less, and have a flood of clients coming in wanting to work with you. wanting to work with you. The second step of the process is having a bingeable decision process. This is how we actually create an indoctrination process so that when people meet your brand, rather than having to go through 8 to 20 touch points before they actually know if you're who they need or if they buy into what you're saying, we've created a bingeable decision system that within a matter of hours or days allows your audience to understand your methodology and why it's a solution to their problems. Not only creating brand loyalists, but getting people to buy from you in 90% less time. Now, the third and final piece of the puzzle is actually being able to deliver on the promise that you're making, because we're living in a reputation driven world and we want to ensure that your business can stand the test of time. This is how we create what we call results and retention. This is how we create what we call the pure profit strategy. It allows you to ensure that you can get your clients results at scale without losing the world-class results that you've become known for. By systemizing this delivery process, it allows you to be able to serve a bigger market without losing that important piece of without losing your reputation in the process. This is the power of the Easy Yes method, and it's exactly why we've helped hundreds of businesses worldwide create their innovation in a market so they can create a space where they become a market of one. If you would like to learn how we can help you do this inside of your business so that you can create your innovative method within just 30 days, it's time to book your growth optimization call with me. On this call, we'll look at your business, your goals, and see where the opportunities to innovate are so that we can see if the Easy Yes method is the right fit for you. If you're ready to take that next step and create an iconic brand that not only changes the way you run your business, but changes the world, I want to invite you to book your growth optimization call now. Head on over to easyesleads.com/call to book your call right now. But if you're new around here or you just want to learn a little bit more about how it works, I want to invite you to check out our free bingeable series that breaks down how this 3-step method uses the Netflix effect to get leads to sell themselves. You can check it out now at easyesleads.com. And as always, we love and appreciate if you could take a moment to subscribe, rate, and share this with a friend so that we can ensure that we're helping experts create a movement with iconic brands. But until next time, here's to keeping it real.